In today's video, we're going to talk about Warner Bros. Discovery doc development that they might be licensing out an HBO Max original series to Netflix. What does this mean? Well, I got bombarded with messages going, oh my god, Warstu, you were wrong. The SnyderVerse, Justice League 2, Justice League 3, Ben Affleck, Batman taking on Joe Manganiello, Deathstroke. It can happen. This proves it can happen. Hold on, honey. Hold on, honey. We're going to break down what this actually means and what's really going on here. And is it possible still? I don't think it is. But we're also going to go over the fact that now, because of the way the Flash movie ended, people are literally thinking is going to be the Batman going forward. I was on the train the other day and I overheard two gentlemen, elderly gentlemen, respectfully, talking about the ending of the Flash. So careful for spoilers. If you haven't watched it, don't listen now. So they were talking about the fact that is going to be James Gunn's Batman. And to be honest, and to be fair, the way the movie ended, it's got the general populace, the general population thinking that George Clooney is actually going to be the Batman in the Batman Brave and Bold. And has James Gunn actually said anything about it? He's kind of addressed it. But why would you insert a new ending out of the three endings they have, setting up a new Batman? I mean, sure, it's not even the same universe, but how are normies going to understand this? Normies are the people that actually carry the box office. The box office is not carried by fans. And when I say this, I get massive pushback going, no, you're wrong. Well, if all the fans turned up, The Flash would have done at least $200 million opening weekend alone in America domestically, respectfully. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Wish you if you're new around it, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, Kaiju, Monsterverse, DC, Marvel videos that I try to make on a daily basis. If you could, check us out on Instagram at WishU to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, WishG. Right, let's break it down. So, this would be industry breaking if this actually happens. Warner Bros. Discovery in talks to license HBO Max original series to Netflix. This is coming courtesy of a trade, so it's more believable and it could be realistic. So, of course, what happens? I get multiple DMs on Instagram, multiple DMs on Twitter. Warstu, you were wrong. Zack Snyder is returning. Okay, just get over Zack Snyder. Sure, he's the Don. Sure, he's the top G. Sure, he's the GOAT. But let's just focus on Rebel Moon because that looks freaking badass. I can't wait for that. And yes, we will be covering that at a later date. I want to wait till the first trailer comes out before we start talking about it. But you need to get out of that mindset. It's not about Zack. It's about Warner Bros. Discovery actually making money. So let's break down. So what happened was Warner Bros. Got bought out and merged with Discovery, and they inherited a huge debt that Discovery already had and a debt that Warner Bros. Already had. Now, what's fascinating here is the debt was $52 million in 2022, and the debt is steadily declining a little bit. So since 2022 to March of this year, just under $49 billion worth of debt. So they're in such a huge debt. Now, I know what you're going to say, but so is Disney. Yeah, Disney is, but that's predominantly due to all their theme parks and stuff being closed during the thing that YouTube doesn't like us talking about, during whatever happened in the world. So they're in huge debt. So there's a huge financial incentive here to sell stuff off to the king of streaming services. Whether you like it or not, Netflix is the king of streaming services. So this is not set in stone by any means necessary. In a huge surprising move, Deadline understands the following. Warner Bros. Discovery is shipping more of some of their HBO Max library titles to their rival Netlix. Such a deal would mark the first time in nearly a decade that HBO Max shows would exist on the rival SVID service in the United States of America. The first title that Netlfix understands is set to be part of the arrangement is the comedy Insecure, which ran for 5 seasons on HBO and finished in December 2021. Now, this is where it gets interesting. According to sources, this is a financial move because, as we've explained, $48 billion worth of debt. Black Adam basically lost money. Shazam 2 basically lost money. The Flash is looking like it's going to take a $300 million debt. So potentially they're going to lose an extra $1 billion this year alone. In theory, hypothetically speaking, although I briefly have studied parts of economics during my educational life, I'm no financial expert. So they're basically losing money. So HBO veterans push back against the plan, but the corporate financial consideration won out because they're in huge debt. Insiders stressed The deal is not closed and may still fall apart, but regardless, it marks a major strategic shift across the premium pay landscape. The shows are understood to be set to be distributed on the non-exclusive basis, which would still allow them to stream on Mac. So, I don't understand why people go, oh my God, the SnyderVerse is going to be going to Netflix. They are literally licensing out TV shows that finished in 2021. This TV show was already finished. They're not making anything new. It was already finished. And it's non-exclusive. This show will still... I've got no idea what the show is. Sorry, lads and ladettes. But this show, it's not even an exclusive deal. It will still run on the Max service. And then it goes on to say, Insecure itself got a run on Warner Bros. Discovery-owned cable network. Owned earlier this year, a rare recent move for HBO Max series is to run on a basic cable service. So, realistically, what the freaking hell does this mean? Not a lot, but it went on to say, it comes as Zaslav is trying to find a new way to monetize the company's library as he continues a cost-cutting plan across the company, which means every DC movie in the new universe, Superman Legacy, Batman Brave and the Bold, etc., are going to have such a low budget after they overspent crazily during the marketing campaign for the Flash movie, which is now estimated to be over $150 million for marketing alone. The NBA advert during the NBA Heat final apparently cost $15 million. Super Bowl adverts costs hundreds of thousands of dollars per second. They don't seem to have a good strategy. Netflix, HBO, Warner Bros. Discovery declined to comment. So this is not set in stone by any shape or any means, but it is a move that could potentially help lift some of the debt that Warner Bros. Discovery are in. But if reports are true, it is looking like in a few years, thinking more like 2 years based on what financial experts are saying online, someone like Comcast will come in and buy everything out, and then Warner Bros. Discovery will cut their losses because it's really not looking like anything. They haven't really done anything yet, because plans take years, especially when it turns to movies, etc. But it's looking like they haven't really made any progress. So everyone going, oh, sell the SnyderVerse to Netflix. Okay, I get what you're saying, but the hashtag's misleading. What you mean is license the SnyderVerse. But it's not that simple. Sure, they could put Man of Steel, etc. on there, but that does not mean they're going to shoot new movies or even start series. So I do still find it convoluted that some people think that Netflix are going to buy the SnyderVerse and they will make Justice League 2 and 3 and have the Joe Manganiello Deathstroke versus Ben Affleck Batman movie. I wish they would. It's just not going to happen because it would still be produced by Warner Brothers. Hypothetically speaking, in an alternate reality where the Reverse Flash didn't come for Nora Allen and the can of soup was not missing and Nora took it home, in that hypothetical universe, maybe that could happen, but it's not looking very likely. So that will most likely be the last time I'm addressing that part of will it ever happen. If actually any substantial evidence comes out that looks like something may happen, I will keep you guys and girls informed. So, also in the news. So there's a report out there which we have to talk spoilers the Flash movie. So careful with spoilers. I don't want to ruin your experience. The Flash movie, go watch it. So the way the Flash movie ends, it doesn't really matter what universe it's in. It matters what the general audience actually thinks, not comic book fans, not people who understand a multiverse concept. I think explaining it with spaghetti was one of the worst ways you could explain it. It's such a simple concept, is the multiverse. There's a report out there that actually says George Clooney will be the new Batman in the sense that Michael Keaton was going to be the new Batman. He was going to be in Batgirl. He was going to be in Aquaman 2. And he was essentially going to be a mentor. And eventually we would have got a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton. I'm not the biggest Keaton fan, but that would have been cool. So some people believe this report. So I thought it was interesting because it's like, why would Warner Bros. Set up George Clooney at the end of the movie? You have to understand this George Clooney scene was not there when Walter Hamada was in charge. That's not the ending that Pam Abdi or Michael DeLuca wanted. This is a James Gunn, Pete Safran inspired ending. So it's all right for James Gunn to come out and say, yeah, he's not the DCU Batman. We've not casted Batman or Superman. But why did you stick him in there? For nostalgic bait? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, sure, I don't believe George Clooney is going to be the next Batman. But the way the movie ends has got a lot of people, including people I've heard talk about in real life, who don't actually use Twitter, who have a life in the real world, who don't use Twitter, don't use Instagram, don't use any of that kind of thing, and don't listen to anything that comes up on TikTok. A lot of them people actually believe that George Clooney is the DCU Batman. And can you blame them? No, because you got to think it on the premise that Michael Keaton was originally, in the original movie, was going to be the new Batman. So, is George Clooney the Batman in Batman Brave and the Bold? I don't know. But one thing you got to understand is, yeah, sure, James Gunn can say, Batman will be Bruce Wayne, and the actor isn't cast yet. Cool story, bro. Remember, James Gunn handed his little notes out that he said, you know, the little notes. So if you understand the ending of the Flash movie, you already know George Clooney isn't going to be the next DCU Batman. But the problem here is we are getting a soft reboot where Peacemaker, what's going to happen to Peacemaker? Oh, yeah, you'll find out when it happens. Okay, cool story, bro. So you're not rebooting everything. The Suicide Squad, all them characters are intact. Cool story, bro. Peacemaker, they're all intact. Cool story, bro. Amanda Waller, who just happened to appear in Black Adam, right? The Black Adam movie has made more money than the last 7 DCEU movies. We're not talking about The Batman or The Joker. They're not DCEU canon. So Black Adam may have flopped, but it made more money than Shazam 2. And it's looking like probably going to make more money than The Flash at the moment. So is George Clooney back as the DCU Batman? We don't know. But if you go on Twitter alone, a lot of people are thinking, so Bruce is retired. Dick Grayson is the new Batman in Batman Brave and the Bold. So George Clooney could be the Batman because realistically, Batman Brave and the Bold is actually going to be about his son. It's not necessarily going to be about him. I hope he's not the new Batman, but the way it ends, it's kind of up in the air. Is it the new DCU just starts in a total different universe? Most likely, but Bruce could be retired. And that realistically could be the new Batman because we know Michael Keaton was going to be in a mentor role for a bunch of projects like Nick Fury was. He was going to be in Aquaman 2 for a little scene. He was going to be in Batgirl. I believe he was in like 5-10 minutes, the actual movie. So it is a condescending ending, realistically, but it could mean anything. Anyone could be the new Batman. I'm hearing people on a train talking about George Clooney being Batman again. So all you've done is confuse the general audience, because I hate to say it, the general audience doesn't go on YouTube and look up stuff like this. They really don't. So it's a catch-22 where they've digged themselves into a hole. It's like I said on a tweet the other day. Realistically, what they have to do is completely reboot the DC universe and have Aquaman 2 and Blue Beetle mean absolutely nothing. And then it comes out that Blue Beetle is actually a DCU movie, but it was made under the old regime. I mean, sure, bro, you've taken the Superman reference out. So the actor has confirmed the movie Blue Beetle itself is part of James Gunn DCU, but he didn't make the movie at all, but it's part of it. Interesting. And that's coming courtesy of Deadline. I don't really take what actors say at face value. It's like Tom Holland saying, yeah, I'm taking a year of acting, but there's a new release date for a Spider-Man movie in 2025, which doesn't give him a year off. It's just like when Andrew Garfield said, I'm not the werewolf. I'm not in No Way Home. I'm not in No Way Home, but you are. And then Andy Muschietti, the Brave and Bold director, well, that's a bold freaking choice, pun intended. That's a freaking bold choice after it looks like the Flash movie is going to fall off a cliff. It's predicted to make $22 million this coming weekend alone in America, which means it's fallen off a freaking cliff. And at the end of the day, the decision maker really is your boy, David Zaslav. So James Gunn said they're close to picking Superman. What is going on? Why do we need daily updates on the Superman casting? Do you have no self-belief? Do you not believe in yourself that we need daily updates? No, we don't. Just stop talking on the internet. James Gunn, stop tweeting. Go to San Diego Comic-Con. Tell us then. Because I guarantee whoever Superman is, it's already leaked. And it's a joke. No wonder no one cares for DC anymore. Literally nobody cares for DC. I know hardcore DC fans who don't care for DC movies anymore because a bunch of reasons. The old regime, the new regime, getting rid of Cavill instantly when you really didn't need to do that, and so many different factors. Is the new DC gonna go anywhere? Find out in 2025. Is George Clooney the new Batman? We don't know. Oh, Gal Gadot has hinted that she's not done. She's cooking. Things are being worked on behind the scenes, and once the right moment arrives, you'll know about it. Well, you're not part of the first phase of the DCU movie, so yeah, I'm pretty sure Gal Gadot is still gone, although I think she's a pretty good Wonder Woman. It's just she was written pretty bad. Back in January, there was like, yeah, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, The Flash, Shazam, have the door open to reprise their role. Now you look at all of them and it looks like they're all pretty much out the door. So like always, guys, let us know, do you believe the SnyderVerse is going to be on Netflix? No, it's never going to happen, but I'm interested to know if you think it will happen. And give me actual factual reasons down below. Don't include anything that Zack Snyder apparently said. So like always, guys, check us out on Twitter, check us out on Instagram at WarStew to see the beautiful face. And I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.